So originally I only meant to make this series about 4 videos long. We're now on video 5 and I'll probably finish in video 6 and then I'll release the entire game to itch.io and I'll update my GitHub so you can download the game and do whatever the hell you want with it. Yeah, basically it's going to be a timer game where you kill the plant as fast as possible. Every time you die you can upgrade, the plant comes back with full health and then you keep shooting it. So we have most of that worked out. We're just going to do a little more eventually and yeah, so have fun. Okay, so from where we were in last video, I uploaded that at like 4 in the morning when I was pretty much half asleep, and so I made some mistakes on it. So the main thing is when we die, and I'll go ahead and just demonstrate this. First off, I can't move at all. I'm not allowed to move the controller right now because I think we're stealing all of our input through the UI layers we added. Also, when we die, it's going to crash because we are trying to call something that's been deleted already. So I'm going to have a solution for that. We're going to fix that, and we're also going to fix that error. The error with the UI we can fix pretty easy. We just need to go to the UI scene, and then the this one we need to go to I think it's input or mouse, and we need to say, I think it's ignore. What did we come up with? Yeah, ignore. So we just need to do that for our color rect as well. And sorry, I forgot to mention that. Alright, so now let's give that a go. Well, let me save that scene and then we'll give that a go. And we should be able to move around again. There we go. Alright. So we still, have the problem with our death and that crashing, but we're going to solve that now. We're actually going to make a start screen, and then when we die, we're going to go to the start screen, and then we'll just load another. We'll reload this level from our start screen. So that'll be the way we do it, and I guess we'll jump right into that. So we're going to make a start scene for our game, and when we die, we're going to go back to our start scene. So we'll make that. We'll just do a new user interface, why not? And the first thing we're going to add is a texture rect, and I've got to get my texture. Alright, so I'm going to use this image right here, which is just a render I did in Blender. And we're going to set it to expand, and the layout is going to be full rect. So if we run this scene, we'll call this start scene. So that just takes up the whole background, and then we're going to go back to our control and just add a button, and this one's going to say start, and then we're going to add another button to our control. Let's call this one start, and then we'll go here and we'll call this one stop, and then the text will be stop, and we'll bring them over there and not stop. We want this to be quit. And so there we go. And I think one thing I'm going to do is go to the visibility and go to modulate and just maybe turn it down a little bit. I don't know, maybe that's not a good idea. Where do we need our themes? Let's load our theme and see what that looks like. My theme. Alright. That's right, it doesn't like capital letters, so we're going to do that. And then icon. What if we say new image texture? I don't know what that does. We're not going to fuck with that. We're going to go over here and we're going to go to the theme and just do the same thing. Load my theme, And then we're gonna go back up here and say that. I'll save that, and then we're going to say node on button pressed. Well, actually, we have to make a script on our control here, and we're going to call this start scene. Might as well. So, all right, press connect to our start scene, and then let's rename this to quit. I don't know why I called it stop. We're going to say pressed connect to start scene. And then on quit pressed, I think it's get tree dot quit. And yeah, I think so. That'll exit us out of the game. Let's go ahead and try it. Alright, yeah, that works. And then on start pressed, we need to actually load in our scene. So that's going to be a little more complicated. So what we're going to do here is just say GameManager.start. GameManager.start game. And we may have to change this if we're going to make some type of replayability or something. I think that's really all we need. So then, of course, we have to make the start game in our Game Manager script. So let's go ahead and go there now. So I'll open this up, and we'll get rid of this, and we'll come down. Actually, we'll start up, well, right underneath the register. So we'll just make some space. We'll put that there, and we'll say func start game. Alright, so we're in our Game Manager script, and this function is being called every time we press the start button on our start scene. So we'll go back to our scripts, and we'll go back to Game Manager, and I already had this kind of ready. This is just, you don't need this. This is just to show some information. I'll run it real quick, and then I'll press the start button, and I'll just explain why it's important. So this is just info starting, lets us know it's starting. First, we're getting our parent, and we're getting its name. And so our parent, we are the auto-loaded script called Game Manager, and our parent is the root. So we can see that's displayed down here. And then if we say get parent root dot get child 0, so the first child in that tree, it's the Game Manager. So it's ourselves as a script. And we can see the second child in that tree, child number 1, its name is start scene. So that's the actual start scene that we have here. So what we need to do is remove that from the scene, and we can do that by saying, we'll grab this here, Control C, Control V, and we'll say get parent dot remove child, and we can also access it this way. We can say backslash root slash start scene, and then we'll just say, oh well, we already have remove child, so that's all we need there. We also need to say get node, and then we're passing in the path to the node path. And I think we need another one. Alright, but before we do that, we also need to instance in our level 1 that we have over here. So we're going to do that with an onReady variable. I need to go back to the Game Manager. We'll go up here, we'll say onReady var, and this will be level 1 equals load, and then we need to drag our level 1 into there. So now that we have that, we'll grab this here. I'll just Control C, and then we're gonna say get well, actually first we need to say var, and we'll say scene 1 equals level 1 dot instance, and then we can say get parent dot add child, and we're going to add scene 1. So we'll go ahead and play that and see if that works. I think it should. So we hit start and instantly we're transported into here. So we still need to hook it up to our death scene, but that's looking pretty good. Alright, so what we want to do here is this. When we originally call our start game, we're going to pass in our start screen. And then we are going to make a variable here. Well, actually, we're going to make an onReady variable. Start screen, and that's going to equal to load, and then we're going to take the start screen and plug it in there. Not that one. There we go. This one right here. So then we're going to say start screen equals start screen, and we'll make this one capital since it's our global onReady variable. That makes sense to me. Maybe a little hefty to type out, but whatever. Oh yeah, we need to go down here and we'll say get parent. Since we're the game manager, our parent will be the root, and then we're going to say add child, and we're going to say start screen. So the way it's going to work is if we don't start the game from the start screen, then we'll automatically have the start screen as an onReady variable. But if we started from the start screen already, we're going to pass in the start screen we already used, so we can save variables there if we want. So we could like save attempt names or something. Attempt numbers. We're not going to do that right now, and we also have to fix this when we start the game too. So we need to go to our start screen here, and when we start the game, oh well, I think I already changed it, but this didn't have any arguments, but we need to plug in the argument self right there. And then if we save that, and we go back to our game manager and we save that, then that error should go away. Well, yeah, now it goes away. Perfect. All right. So, is that all we needed? Let me double check. We go back to our game manager. Get parent.add child start screen. No, and then we need to get, let's go get node, and can we just do /root/spatial, which is, you know what, let's rename this to level 1, level_1, and so then we'll save that. We will also we need to go to a script and then go to game manager, and instead of special, we'll plug that name in, level_1, and we're going to say .remove. Oh man, I did this wrong. Remove child, and then we're gonna Control X, put that in here, and then Control X, Control V, and then Control V. So get parent that remove child, and then we're removing the level 1 child. So that should do it, I think. Let's give it a shot. Actually, I think we just want to call. Can we just queue free it? Let's try that. See what happens there. All right, so let's go to the start screen and play it. have died. We are restarting. Alright, so one problem is I didn't free the mouse. So we're going to have to go here and then add a func ready, and then we'll say input dot set, I think it's set mouse mode, yeah, mouse mode visible. Alright, there we go. Let's retry that. Run that scene again. Start. We're shooting at them. They're shooting at us. And we're dead. What a terrible world. And then... oh, yeah, because it's not being re-instanced into the scene. Since we're using the same start screen, let me do one more experiment here. We're just going to go straight into level 1 this time, and we're going to hit play. And then we're going to die. And this time, when we go to that scene, we should have mouse control. I'm pretty sure. Add child, the object. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. On ready var s beginning equals control X, and then we'll control V, and then we'll say beginning dot instance. Yeah, we need to instance that scene. Let me see if that works. This is just a little testaroo over here. All right, run that shit again. Yeah, see, now that works. Maybe it doesn't. Attempting to call function get node. So the reason we are getting that error is because we need to do this. We need to say player equals null and plant equals null and plant UI equals null and also the player UI equals null. We have to reset these because although we are re-instancing our level 1, we are not re-instancing our GameManager script that's staying with us the whole time. And since we made those on-ready variables, they're holding their value, which are deleted objects. So when it's going back through, we can actually, I can just get rid of this. I don't need any of that. This is how I had it originally, and I think I changed it off camera, but now I'm changing it back, and it should be fine. We also don't need these print statements that I put in there. So this is back to like I had it before in previous videos, but this is what was causing the problem is we had an object that was deleted, and then we're setting it equal to that, and then we're trying to sync the UI to a deleted object. But since we are now calling all these null, it's going to do the check and say we don't have that object. Let's wait until we have it like we had set it up previously. So let's go ahead and run it from level 1 just to check. I have died. Alright, now we press start. Boom, we're right back in, and we can shoot and fire, reload, shoot and fire. So we died again. Let's see if it works. Alright, so now we have the problem of not having our mouse be there. So we also just need to, let's say when we restart the game, right after we cue free, we're going to say input dot set mouse mode, and we're going to say mouse mode visible. Yeah, Control X, Control V, we'll put that there. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and run that. Actually, let's exit out, and then we'll go from the start scene and run from there. Start. Alright, we can shoot at them. We're taking damage. We died. Alright, then we can, oh, we have our mouse, we're free, we can press start, we have it locked again, we're up here, we're fighting for our lives, we get murdered, we can't move, we can still look around, we can have our mouse free, and we can quit, we can exit the game. So that's all working correctly. We'll just keep going, and we got a few more things to add. Alright, so instead of power-ups just falling from the sky like I was planning on originally, that sounds pretty dumb. So what we're really going to do is add an upgrade screen. So we're going to add a button, and that button is going to be about the same size as the other ones in the middle here. And we're adding this to our start screen, and it's going to be an upgrade. And then, of course, we have to set our theme, load it, and it'll be my theme, and then we'll go back to the U and make sure that's lowercase u. So I'm going to go ahead and save that, and then we have to obviously connect it. Press connect to the start screen, and then I think what we're going to do is instance another scene on top of this, or you know what we could just do, let's just do another text direct. Or actually we can just do a panel, and then we'll just make it layout full rect, and this will be upgrade panel. You could make this whatever you want. I mean, this is just something that I like to use. And then we are going to add so on our upgrade panel, we're going to have an H box. Actually, I think we want the V box container, and that's going to be layout full rect. And then on top of that, we're going to have the H box container, and we're going to add in here. Let's go label. And the label will say, let's say health, and then let's go up here. Well, actually we'll go back in here, and then we'll add button, and we'll add a few buttons. And then we'll call inside this button here, we're going to say, so let's go with, I don't know, 25. Next one will be 50. Next one will be 200 and 500 and 1,000. So these are the upgrade, what do you call it, like purchase buttons, so you can buy these. Let's go back to our label. And then in this container right here, we're going to go to separation, and we'll put that at, I don't know, 40. So then we will Control C and Control V, and then we'll do that again, and we'll click on these. Let's click on this container, and we'll add some constants, and we'll put separation to like 30, somewhere in there. Actually, let's go with 50. I like that. And then we'll change this to health. What are we going to call that? Health block. And then the second one's going to be gun block. And then the third one will be movement block. Actually, let's change this to damage, and then we'll add one more, and that one down there is going to be gun speed block. So we'll just change the label to firing speed. Firing speed, I don't know if that's how you spell it. Who cares? The next one, what I say this one is move speed. Let's change this label to fire rate. And then we'll go back to the damage and we'll just click damage. So we have that. And then we're also going to need to add a button. And we'll just put that down here. And that's just going to say close. And of course we got to slap our theme onto that one. Every time. All right. What? Whatever. Good enough. So for right now, we're just going to record all these variables inside of our GameManager script, and then I'll show you how to, put them in an external save file, so you can close the game and reopen it, and it'll have it, stored somewhere in here like a regular game would work. But for right now, we're just gonna make it'll restart every time you open and close the game, but it'll save in between each death. So to do that, we have to go to our script, and we got to go to our GameManager, and we're going to need some onReady variables up here. So we're going to say onReady var, and we'll just go with what are we going to say, max health. And I'm just going to Control C and then Control V, Control V, Control V. We don't even need max. We're just going to say health upgrade level. And then we'll get rid of that. Control C, Control V. And then we'll say movement speed, and then we'll also say, let's just say move speed, and damage and fire rate upgrade level, and they're all going to be equal to 0. Alright, so then when we have our upgrade panel here, when we start clicking on these, we want to set them, we'll upgrade our level in our GameManager. So we're going to go here, and we're actually going to have to hook up all of our buttons. When the button is pressed, we will connect it to our start scene. Alright, so we have this upgrade panel here, and we really don't want to connect each and every one of these buttons by doing the press and then connect. So we're going to do something a little different, and I'll explain it with our button up here that opens up the upgrade panel. We're going to call this upgrade BTN. And then we'll just minimize that and go back to the button script. And so we're going to, well, we're going to the start scene script. Yeah, all right. So we're going to get the upgrade button, and we're going to connect it. And we're going to say, what signal do we want? We want the press signal. We want to connect it to ourself, meaning we're connecting it to the script we currently are, which is the start scene. And then we want to call a function that we're going to create called open upgrade panel. And that's got to be a string. And so then we can also pass in an array of anything we want. So I'm just going to pass in string 1 and string 2 as a demonstration. And then so we have to create that now, that function. So we'll say func open upgrade panel, create the function, and then we're passing in we'll just call it A and B, and then we're going to print A, and we'll just add a couple of spaces, and then we'll print B as well. So then we'll also go to our upgrade panel and say dot set, well actually let's just say visible equals true, and then we'll save that. So if we run our scene now, we press the upgrade panel, we get the upgrade panel, and then we can see down here we got both of our strings. So that's how you connect something through code, is by using the connect command. So we're going to do that for these buttons here. We're going to loop through them and connect them instead of having to go through each one and say press and then connect and then go to add an argument and add another argument. That's going to take forever. So we're not going to do it that way. We're going to do it the through code quick and fast way. So what I'm going to do is go to these and just hit 0 and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we can actually control C, and then we can just delete those 5 nodes, and then we'll put them back. We just want them named, those things, the 0 through 4. And then we're also going to go here and we're going to say groups, manage groups, and we're going to create a new group. We're going to say health BTN, and we're going to add, and then I'm going to pull these out just a little bit so it makes it easier to see. And then obviously we're going to grab all the health blocks and add that in there. So we can do that, and then we're also going to add another one. This will be fire rate DTN. What am I thinking? We're going to say add, and then we're going to go down to our, well, I guess it'll be gun speed. And we'll add those there. We'll make another one that we'll say move speed BTN. We'll add that group, and then we'll go to our movements and we'll add them, and then we'll add what's the last one? Damage BTN, and we will select those. Oh, let's go back here. We want to remove those. We want to add the damage group and then select the damage and add it. And I think we made a mistake. Let's select the damage here and remove it. And then we need to go to the movement speed. And we will add that there. All right, so now we're good there. All right, and now that we have those in the groups, we're going to go back to our start scene, and on the ready, we're going to go for nodes. Well, let's make another function, and this will say register upgrade buttons, and then we'll make that function here. All right. Gonna go up, register, upgrade buttons. I'm gonna say for nodes in get tree dot get nodes in group, and then we have to specify the group. And so what group is this in? Health BTN. Health BTN. Now we're going to say nodes dot connect, and we will connect that when they are pressed. We want to call a function on ourselves, and that function will be health upgrade update health. And we're going to pass in some variables. So I think we can do node. Yeah, let's change this to node. Node dot name. And let's just try that for right now. So then we need to make an update health function. Control C. We'll go func update health, and we're just going to print so node name, and we're going to print node name, and then we're also I want to try, let's see, node dot text, if that's possible. If we go here and we go to our inspector, what is it? Yeah, it's just text. That should get that text, right? Oh man, fuck if I know. All right, and then we'll say node text, and we're gonna do the same thing we did right up top there. All right, that ought to work just fine. So we hit the upgrade, the health. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So we could have put all the buttons from all these blocks into one group and then just had different names for them if we wanted to, but I just kind of like it this way. I think it's easier to debug, so I'm going to have different for loops for each one, which basically do the same thing. It's more for me to write out, but at the same time, it's like easier for me to prototype, which really is what we're doing here. So we're just going to do the same thing for the other ones. And so what do we call this one? Damage, btn, update damage. And then I need to close this and take a look at what the group was called. Movement speed button. Alright, that should be easy to remember. Let's go back to our script and then movement, or is it just move? I think it's just move. Move speed. Move sped. Alright, yeah, move speed button. Okay. And then what is this one? Fire rate button. Alright. That one makes sense. Fire rate button. Alright. And then we're gonna say upgrade fire rate and upgrade move speed. And then update damage. So let's go ahead and create these functions. And yeah, we're going to say func Alright, that's how it's done. Now each one we're passing in the node name and the node text. Alright. So now we have to think about our UI just a little bit. If we go back to it now, we want the player to be able to purchase these, but we don't want them to be able to purchase the $1,000 one before they purchase all the others. So we're going to have to block out all these by using the disabled property. If we hit disabled, we can see that we can no longer click on it. So we're going to do that through code by looping through each one, and it'll be a fast and efficient way for us to do it. So when we are registering our buttons, we can go ahead and do it there. And we can just say if, well, we need to convert this into an int first, and we'll say node dot name equals game manager dot health upgrade level, and then we will say node dot disabled equals true. Equals false, and then we'll have else right there, and we'll say node dot disabled equals true. So if it doesn't match, it's disabled. If it does match, it's re-abled. All right, so let's go ahead and run that and see what it looks like. So we can see we just have the health right here, and it's still printing out, but we can't select the other ones. So there we go, and we're going to go ahead and take care of that now. So we go to our update health. This is what we've connected it to, so this is going to run. And this this health upgrade level, if you don't remember, we created that in the GameManager script just a little while ago. I'll go back to our GameManager. It's an onReady var. It's just set at 0. And since we named these 0 through 4, it's going to go, and we're just going to increment this by 1. So next time it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then once it's at 5, there'll be nothing more to get. So it'll take care of itself that way. So we'll go back to our start scene script, and we will come down here to our update health, which is whenever we press a button, we update our health, we pass in our node name and our node text. So we're passing in the node name 0 right now and the node text of 25 for that button. So we're going to, we've got to do another one that's going to be, we're going to make another function that's going to be reset health buttons, and we'll make that function up here, func reset health buttons, and then we also have to say game manager dot health. All right, fine. What is it called? Health upgrade level plus equals 1. So it's at 0, right? When it goes into this function, then it will be at 1, and then we'll reset the health buttons, and then we're going to grab this right here, and then we'll say Control V. We'll bring this back, and then that all looks good, and we don't need to connect it to anything. We just need to loop through and check if it's now equal to our new Game Manager upgrade level. So let's see what that looks like. If I run it now, bam, now we can only select that, and we want to disable these two because you shouldn't be able to buy the same upgrade twice. You should only be able to keep going up. And then once we're at level 5, there's nothing left to buy, so we don't have to say anything. We can just, I don't know, put a big thing that says yippee, you won over here. And then we still need to hook up this button right here. So for that one, we're just going to call this close, and we'll say node signals pressed connect to the start scene, and then we'll just say, what is that, panel, upgrade panel, upgrade panel visible equals false. All right. Let's see how that looks. I don't know what that means. Alrighty. So we can close it, and then we can upgrade, and then we can close it. Alright, so now I just need to put that in for the rest of these. So I'll go back to my start script there. And then let me close this, and going to Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, and then what did I call these in the Game Manager? Go there. I'm just going to Control C, and then I'll bring that back to my start script. And then I'm going to Control K. Okay, so health upgrade level, and then damage upgrade level, and then we need the fire rate upgrade level, and then we need the move speed upgrade level. Bam, look at that. All right, and then we also need to, let's Control C, Control V, and then Control V, and Control V, and we'll say reset move buttons, reset fire rate buttons, reset damage buttons, and then we will grab this, Control C, Control V, put another one, and then one final one, and we need to say damage fire rate. And move. And then instead of, let's see, so that is the damage, so we need to call that one damage BTN. That one is fire rate, so we're going to call it fire rate BTN. And this one I think is move speed BTN. So there we go. And then we also need to change it down here. So move speed upgrade level. And then fire rate upgrade level. And then yeah, damage. And that should be it. Damage upgrade level, control save. And those are all the same thing. So we'll just run that, and if it works, it works. That's because we're not doing it up here. We also need to control C. Well, actually, instead of doing that, can we just say reset health buttons? Reset health buttons, and then we'll say reset damage buttons, and then reset fire rate buttons, and then reset move buttons. And then I just realized, but we don't need to put these in the for loop. We could actually just put them all down at the bottom, but this is the exact same thing, so we're going to run that. There we go. Fire rate has a problem. Reset fire rate buttons. Yep, there we go. Bam, there we go. And so we can do that now. We can close, and then if I start it, and then we die, and I go back to the upgrades. Come on. Oh no, I'm dying. We go back here, we go to upgrades, and we still have it. So all that's working pretty good. Alright, so the next thing is with our UI, we don't want the player to be able to buy something if they don't have enough coin. So we're going to have to add another label to display the amount of money they have. We're going to put this label down at the bottom. Can I click on this? Move you over here, and we're just going to say, I don't know, 500 theme. We're going to load, and we'll just load my theme. So yeah, we're going to call this money label. All right, and so what we're going to do is we actually need to go back to our GameManager script, and we're going to make another onReadyVar. onReadyVar, and this will be player money, and that's going to equal 0 as well. And so then at the start screen, we're actually just going to add some money just to make sure it works. So GameManager dot player money equals 400. All right, and then when we come down here to our update health, so when we are before we add to our upgrade level, we're going to check that we have the money. So we're going to say if GameManager dot player money is greater than the what is it, node text, and we're going to have to convert that into an int. Then we can continue, and if it's not, we'll just print else, and we'll say print not enough cash, stranger. So let's give that a try. If I run it, oh, we need to do one more thing. And then if we do have enough cash and we are the stranger, we will say GameManager dot player money minus equals and int node text. And then we also have to update player money, and then we'll obviously make another function, func update player money, and that's just going to be getting our where is it? Should be down here at the bottom somewhere. Label, we want money label dot text equals, and we're gonna pass in a num here, and we're gonna pass in oh, actually we don't need to pass in anything because we're already subtracting from that global variable. So we're gonna say game manager dot player money, and we're also going to say str because I believe this is an int. So let's go ahead and give that a try. We're also going to say Control C, and then when we're up here in the ready function, right after we update it, we're going to right after we change player money, we're going to update it on our UI as well. So let's go ahead and try that out. So 400, 375, 50, 200, and now we shouldn't be able to purchase it, not enough cash. But we can still buy some of these, except we're not subtracting because we didn't add that to that function yet. We actually aren't doing any checks on these. But this one, you can see not enough cash, stranger. So that's essentially how it's going to work. And we're just going to go ahead and keep implementing that. So first what we need to do now is make sure our upgrades actually have an effect on the player. So if we go back to the player, when we're going to the ready function, we're going to say, well, right after we register ourselves, we're going to say is, I guess, update player. Let's go sync player. So then we'll create a function down here, func sync player. All right, and then we're gonna say match, and what are we matching? We're matching game manager dot health upgrade level, and then 0. And we're just going to do pass 1, pass 2, pass, 3, pass, and then 4, and then pass. Alright, so what we need to do is set what our health should be. So we have health up here, which is just a var, and so we're going to set health equals 50, and then we'll just expected indented block, go here, and we'll just keep upgrading it. And yeah, I guess we'll just go by 50 each time. I don't know, let's go 70, then we'll go 80, and then we'll go 100. And we'll save that. And then for the final one, we'll go equals 150. Look at that. So we are then going to Control C and Control V, and instead of health upgrade level, we'll do damage upgrade level, and the first one will be 1, the second one will be 2, we'll do 3, we'll do 5, and then we'll do 7. You know, let's go with 8. So that'll be the amount of damage our bullet does per hit to the plant. And we're going to, we need to go damage. We're going to create a new variable called damage. So Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, and Control V, and then we'll go up here and we're going to say var damage. And we'll just set it equal to 1 just to start out with anyway. And then max speed 8. Let me see, how are we? I forgot how we are moving. So max speed here, this is what we're going to want to change. So if I set our max speed to 2, and then I just want to make it really obvious when we're down here, we have to again grab all this, Control C, and then Control V, we'll bring it over here. So we're going to change max speed this time. Max speed. First one is 2, and then we'll Control C, and then Control V. And let's go 3, 4, 5, and then 8. So that's probably going to be really slow, but you know, whatever, we can deal with that. And then we'll go move speed upgrade level. We just need to get rid of that right there. We'll Control C and then Control V one more time. And we have the move speed, and I think we need fire rate, right? Fire rate upgrade level. And this one might be a little more challenging because we have to update the gun. So let's just create another variable up here. Var fire rate equals, what do we have it at now? Like, let's go 0.125. 0.125. You know what? Actually, let's go 0.25, a quarter of a second. So we're gonna change fire rate, and we'll put that at 0.2. Let's 0.15, 0.125, I'm just thinking Control C and then Control V, Control V, Control V. So what should we start out with? We should probably start out with like 0.4 every almost half a second, and then we'll go 0.3, 0.2, 0.1, and then we'll go 0.5, you know, something crazy. All right, so that should be everything, right? Damage and then health. All right, so we need to make the fire rate actually mean something. So down here after sync player, we need to say tab sync fire rates. All right, or you know, we could just how are we going to access our bone shot? So I could just say get node, and we'll say pivot slash bone shot, and then we want the timer, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's our shot timer. So we're accessing that timer right there, and we're just going to set the wait time dot set wait time equals fire rates. All right. So for the bone shot, it's going to work fine. For doing damage to our plant, we're going to have to do a little bit of magic down here. We're going to say GameManager dot current damage equals damage. All right, so then we've got to go to our game manager. Unexpected assign. Okay. That's fine. All right, so we need to go to game manager, and we need to create a new onReady var. Damage, and set it equal to 1. And then we go back to our player. I think that should solve it. Oh, we need to call it current damage. Control C, and then we go back to game manager, and then we say current damage, and then we'll save that, and then we go back to our player script. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. What do we call it? Current damage equals damage. There we go. I just had it in the wrong indentation. Sorry, it's been a long 2 a.m. in the morning day. And so, alright, after that, we also need to go to our plant scene, because we are applying our... When we run our damage health function, when we're hit, if we're hit by the player projectile, we run the damage health function, which is right here, and we subtract a number from the plant UI, but we need to subtract the game manager dot oh man, what did I call it? Current damage, and that should solve our issue. So So a mechanic that I want to add as well to our game is as much damage as you did to the plants before you die is how much money you receive to upgrade stuff. So let's think about how we're going to do that. Let's go to our game manager, and I guess, well, let's take a look at when we die. So when we die, we hit the respawn. What we need to do is say game manager. Well, when we restart game, we can actually call everything from there. Alright, so when we die on the player script, we call this GameManager.RestartGame. So let's just go to that function, and we just need to add some extra functionality to get the health feature to work. So when we restart the game, we want to take the plant dot health, and then minus, and what do we say the plant starting health was? 200. Control C. Let's get back to our game manager. Plant health minus 200. Sorry. 200 minus plant health var dispensed. Let's call it money to dispense equals 200 minus plant dot health. All right, and then we will say players money plus equals money to dispense. All right, that should do it. And then we actually need to go back to our start scene, and let's just get rid of this line right here. So let's save it. Let's go ahead and load up level 1, see what we get. Set wait time with a value of float. So we can't set. Oh yeah, we can't do that. We should be able to do that, because we were calling a function and not setting a parameter. So now I'm moving much slower. We can barely avoid anything. So we got 9 because I did 9 damage, so we can't really do anything. Let's go ahead and start. We really need to disable the shooting after we die. If we go to upgrade now, we still have 9. So we need to fix that. Alright, so it doesn't look like we're updating correctly, so let's go back to our game manager. And then when we say player money plus equals money to dispense, so then when we have the start screen, let's say start screen dot get node, and what is that called? Well, actually I don't think we have to do it that way. Let's do start screen dot, and then what do we have that function called? Update player money. So let's try that. I think that should update it. So we have 10. We can't afford anything. Those aren't hooked up yet. Don't worry about it. We're going to start. We're going to play again. We're going to upgrade, and then now we have 58, so we can buy the health. And I guess these are working. I didn't really even realize that, but yeah, these still work, so we can put those to the max. Let's just buy everything and we'll see how fast we melt this guy, and then we'll say start. So we got to upgrade now. We have 53 points. We can buy that one and then close, and then we'll quit. So we may need to adjust some of those values, but it's coming together a lot better. So thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you're a fan of the channel, I have more videos you can take a look at. I just released Godot Games Episode 4, my website I'm still working on. And I also have a Patreon if you want to donate to the channel. And I plan to do some more stuff and probably some more free projects that people can download. And I'll be working on the final video, video 6 of this series. So look out for that. And Godot Games Episode 5 is in the works, and that'll probably be put out in the next couple of weeks. So I hope you're having a good day. Later.